If we are all available, then we should. I don't want to meet some available, some are not. Okay, so we have looked at word processors, we have looked at examples, we have gone to media players, we have looked at presentation software, spreadsheets. We are moving to web browsers and search engines. What do we know about this? Let's start by mentioning examples of these. At least I believe these are softwares you use day in, day out. Can you give me some examples of web browsers? Chrome, Opera Mini, Firefox, Safari. Okay, those are examples of web browsers. How about search engines? Google, Yahoo, pardon, Ask.com, Bing. Now, I wanted us to start with examples to help us draw the difference between the two. Many of us usually can't draw the difference between web browsers and search engines. We think they're the same thing. From the examples, what do you think is the difference between web browsers and search engines? From the examples we have mentioned. For example, what's the difference between Chrome and, apart from having different names? What do you think is the difference? Okay. We have been using them, but maybe we have never taken trouble to note the difference. If you don't have Firefox on your phone or your computer, how do you access it? You don't have Firefox on your smartphone. You do what? You download it and install it, right? From Google. If it's a smartphone, you'll get it from Google Play. If it's a computer, we said, where do we get this? The Microsoft Store. Now, anything we get from Google Play Store is a what? An application, right? If I don't have Google, let's not start there. How do I access Google? Do I install it on my phone? How do I access it? What do I need to access it? Pardon? How do I use it? It can be there, but how am I able to use it? I want us to note that we don't install these search engines on our phones or computers, right? But rather we access them via the internet, and that makes them an internet. I hope we get the difference. Browsers, we install them on our devices. Okay? Search engines, we only access them as long as we have internet. Even though you have an icon on your smartphone that shows Google, you can't use that Google without internet. So the difference is web browsers are installed onto our computers, right? Web browsers actually, many of us think we only use them to access the internet. But we can use web browsers even to open PDF documents. Some browsers can be even used to place some media files. Where search engines are services we only access as long as we have internet. So web browsers are applications that are used to access and use search engines. This is one of their main functionalities. If you're using your PC, we are saying web browsers are those applications used to access and use search engines. For example, if I want to access Google, I'll need a browser like Firefox. Then I access Google via my Firefox. I'm going to try and do this practically. So web browsers applications, we have seen we install them from our different application stores. Whereas search engines are internet services used to search and browse the internet. So search engines are internet services. Web browsers are applications that we install. So that too, a web browser and a search engine, once put together, we are able to smoothly use the internet. Now, this is what I'm saying. Let me open up Firefox here. I have Firefox here. This is a browser. Okay? Once I open up Firefox here as the browser, for me to be able, by default, when I open up my browser, the first display it will give me is a display of the search engine. Right here is the search engine, right? And I can change this. You notice we have options here. I can use Google. I can go ahead and type here and I say I want to use, let's say, Bing.com. This is also another kind of search engine. If I didn't have internet, there's no way this would load up. So I'm using my browser, which is Firefox, together with a search engine called Bing. That's on a computer. For your smartphone, you always have, if you have Chrome, you can open up Chrome. And by default, it will have, Chrome usually by default has the Google search engine. But it doesn't mean you can't change that search engine. But it has Google because Google is one of the best, actually it's the best search engine. Are there any questions up to that point? Are we together? Members, you can always ask. When you're lost, you can help me and ask. Don't wait for me to ask members. Whenever you feel you're lost, okay. We have these on our phones. You have the Chromes, you have the Opera Mini, etc. You have the search engines as well. These are things we have on our devices. You're only trying to understand them from a theoretical background. Now, there are so many categories of user applications. Okay?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sorry. It means that the web browsers can function in absence of internet.
Yes.
Where internet is not there.
Yes. Now let me disconnect this cable here. It will depend on what I want to use my browser for. For example, now this is a browser I'm using here, but you notice I'm using it as my whiteboard. Are we together? So we don't only use browsers to access the internet. You notice this is a browser and I'm using it to read my notes. We get the difference. A search engine, I need the internet. A browser, Yes, its main function is to help us access the internet, but we can use it for other functions, such as opening PDF documents. This is a document, and it's actually I'm using this browser as my whiteboard. Are we together? So yes, we can use a browser without the internet. But again, don't expect to access internet services via the browser when you don't have internet. For example, don't expect, let me do that practically. Don't expect to come here and you search Google when you don't have an internet. You notice what it tells me? Since I don't have an internet connection, it will say, looks like you're not connected to that. But the moment I go ahead and plug this cable, and I type Google again, now I have an internet connection. You notice now I have some results. I hope it's clear. Okay. Yes.
I can see your gallery. Is it also under web browser?
Where are you seeing it?
Gallery.
Oh no. Now gallery. Okay, galleries. A gallery helps you access your photos, your videos. It's another category of software. It's not under browsers. Browsers, we have some of these I've mentioned. We have mentioned here together. The Chrome, the Opera Mini, the Firefox, the Safari, and many more. Gallery, once you open it, you'll be able to see that there are photos and videos. Now, there are so many categories of these user applications. But as we said, these user applications are tailored to a particular task. That means, as a computer user, there are some applications you may not need. Are we together? For example, there are softwares that fall in the category of Bible commentaries. Now, these are softwares that will be used by pastors, right? You unless you love to research the Bible, but as a normal user, you may not need this. There are softwares that fall into architecture softwares. These are softwares that are used by architects. Are we together? So there are so many categories. In this class, we focus on the generic categories that everyone uses. Are we together? And these are some of those we have mentioned. At least a doctor will need a web browser, a teacher will need a web browser, a policeman will need a web browser. We use it day in, day out. At one point, a pastor will use an Excel sheet. Let's say they want to create a camp meeting budget. A teacher will need an Excel sheet to grade their students. A cashier will need an Excel sheet to create a balance sheet. At one point, everyone needs to create a presentation. Okay? Media players, all of us, at least view photos, play movies, etc. on our devices. Word processors are used by everyone. So those are the generic user applications. At least you'll find them on most machines. Without further ado, I want us to get into word processors practically. I expect that you have installed Google Docs on your phones. Those with computers, we are going to use Microsoft Word. Now this is a summary of what I've been talking about. The definition of word processors, the different categories we have talked about Word. I'm going to share this in the platform, in the group. Okay? Now, if we are going to work with files, if we are going to work with word processors, or if we are going to do anything on our computer, it's important that we understand what we call files and folders. Okay? On your computer, you should be able to see something like this. We looked at icons yesterday, and we must have seen some that look like this. Yes. The lab attendant says it's student. The password is student. If it fails, the lab attendant will come to your help. Now, if you look at my desktop right here, I have some folders. Now, this is how folders will look on a Windows machine. In most cases, they're usually yellow. Okay? Now, what's a folder? What's a folder? A folder is usually what we call a directory or a virtual container used to organize a group of related files and even other folders. So a folder is just a container. Let's say I have a course I'm teaching, you have a subject you're teaching, and you want to put all your contents of the course, all the subject resources in one location. Then you create a folder for it. Maybe you say sciences. And in here you can have the different notes, maybe the course outline, videos of the course, etc. So folders just help us be a little organized. Okay, let's say I have my photos, I can put them in a particular folder. Now a folder will have things like a name, it will have an icon, it will have contents. Contents are the files inside that folder. A location where it is stored under a size. A file, on the other hand, a file is the most basic unit of storage on a computer. Let's say I write a document. Okay? Once I save that document, it becomes a file. Let's say I take a photo with my phone. That photo becomes a file. You record a voice note, that's a file. Okay? You create an Excel sheet, that's a file. So a file as well should have a name, it should have an extension. Now, the extensions are very important for us to understand. The extensions are what determine which application can open or run that particular file. For example, if I see a file that has an extension .doc, that means it should be opened by a word processor, not just Microsoft Word, any word processor. .pdf, at least we know something about PDFs. What do you know about PDFs? Those are documents that in most cases are not editable. Okay? A file should have contents, a file should have a size, it should have an icon. And we can see these here. Lab attendant, can you help me with the remote? Help me send the remote. Can just send it. Now, when we look at the screen here, actually, we saw this yesterday. Thank you. Now, if you look at my screen here, from what I said, what do you think this is? This is a folder. And you notice when I hover my mouse over it, it shows me the date it was created, it shows me the size and some of the files in, and it also has a name. Okay? Right here, what we see are normal files. A file will also have a name, it will have a size. If it's a video, it will even have the length of how long it plays. This is another file, which is a presentation file. The question would be, how do I create a folder? How do I create a file? Now, on my computer, to create a folder, I move to the location I want to create my folder, right? For example, I want to create my folder on the desktop. I right-click on the desktop. I hope we remember the difference between right-clicking and left-clicking. Okay? Whenever I right-click, a right-click will usually open for me context menus that are in line with the location I'm in. For example, if I'm on the desktop, okay, let me hope this is, oh, it should be recording. Okay, yeah, I want to ensure that it's recording. Okay, I right-click in any area. Now, when you right-click, these are some of the options you'll see. For example, the view option sets how my icons can appear on the desktop. You notice if I say large icons, they become very big. If I say small icons, they become small. I may want to sort the items in the location I'm in depending on the name, the size, or the item. I may want to refresh. Okay, that just refreshes. I may have maybe deleted something and I want to undo the delete. So I'll click on that option to undo something. I may want to create something new. You notice what happens when I hover on the new? When I hover on the new, when I right click on my desktop and I move my mouse to new, I hope you see the new things I can create. Now, those using computers, you could try this. Those who are not, I'm recording this session and I'll share the videos. The first option is what? The next option is shortcut, Microsoft database. If I want to create a Microsoft Word document, I can use that. There's so many things I can create, but our focus is going to be a folder. So I click on the folder option, and you notice once I click on the folder option, this is what I'll get. A folder opens up, the folder icon opens up, and by default, the name that will be assigned is new folder. Okay? I have to take the trouble to change that name to what I'll easily recall. Right? Yes. For example, I may say this is funds of comp January, and I've named my folder. Are we together? Yes. To access my folder, I double click on the folder. Double clicking is left clicking twice. Okay? Yes. And my folder will open up. And it's totally empty. I hope you are following. Yes. It's totally empty. There's nothing in here. If I want to create or insert some files here, I right click inside my folder. I have to ensure I'm within my folder. You notice right now it reads this folder is empty. So I go ahead, right click in there. I'll go to new. And let's say I want to create a Microsoft document. I'll choose that option there and I give it a name. I can say sample document. Do we get the process? Yes. So right now, my folder has at least one file. The folder has one file. Now, whenever you get time, you can try and use the other labs around and you practice this. I'm going to ensure today I share these videos I've recorded yesterday and today. So that's how folders work. And this is the good thing, even in the content I'm going to share with you, the process is there. What I've just done, new folder, then you rename it. I hope we are together. Now with that, it's going to be easy for us to create files such as the Microsoft Word files, etc. We are saying the word processor we are looking at is Microsoft Word. Though since many of us don't have access to the computers, we're also going to work with the Google apps, and the main one we are starting with is Google Docs. Are we together? Now, since most of us have phones, let's start with those that have phones. But all of us can move, all of us have phones, eh? We can move at the same pace. So, Google Docs has such an icon. If you installed it, you should be able to access it. At this point, at least I want to see everyone active. Most of us have smartphones. Have we located that icon? Yes. Now, once you open up Google Docs, this is the interface you'll see. Some of you may notice that you have already some documents in your Google Docs. Some of you. For some of you, what you see is only this, that plus, right? Now, for those of you who already have these documents, they find that these are documents that were sent to you via your email, right? Then you try to open them on your phone, you clicked on them and open them. Automatically, if I open my document from my email, it will open up via Google Docs. That's why you're seeing it in your Google Docs. I hope we are together. To create a new document in Google Docs, you tap on this plus. Do you see that plus option? Yes. I hope we are all there. Yes. For this, I don't want to leave people behind because we all have smartphones. If you don't have, your neighbor has. Now, once you tap on the plus, right? These are the two options you see. Choose a template or new document. Now, the English majors, what's a template? We have English teachers here. Yes, please. Serving 3. Tell us the third option. It has choose template. Then new document. Then new document file. Help me send that one I see. Oh, yes. Okay. Now, I think you may have installed it and it's a little updated version. But that's okay. We are using new docs file. Yes. Can you share a screenshot in the group? Then I see it. You can just take a screenshot and share in the group such that a screenshot of what you have. Okay. Meanwhile, for most of us, this is what we should see. Choose template and new document. To the English majors, what's a template in English? A template is more like a guideline. It's like a frame, something that helps me not to start from zero. Okay? Now we shall look more at templates in Microsoft Word. For example, a good example we usually use this. Let's say I want to create a CV. Okay? I may not need to create my CV from zero. I can use a CV template. In other words, the template already exists. All I do is change the information there. Are we together? For today, I want us to choose new document. A new document, you're creating totally an empty document. You've shared it. Oh, okay. You can just take a photo using yours, then you share. Okay. Have we tapped on new document? Now this is the window you'll get. Or this is the view you'll get. This is the view you'll get. Let's just go through some of the components of okay, we still have some few minutes. So this is the window you'll get, or the view you'll get. Whenever the first option here is like what I would use to approve my changes. Maybe I've typed something and I'm done typing, I tap that. Now what we should also know, Google Docs saves automatically. It saves automatically. You don't have to worry about power is going to go off. I have not saved. It saves automatically and it backs up everything in your email. And that's the beauty of this. Are we together? Then the next options here, I don't know if you see this on your end as well. The arrow that points this side is for undoing. The one that points the other side is for. If you've used Microsoft Word, you must have seen some of these two. Redo and undo. Then this right here, if you're seeing this icon here, it's right here. That's where we find the formatting options, the bold, the underline, the italics. If you've used Microsoft Word, you've accessed those before. So if you tap on that, you see them. If I want to insert anything, if you've used Microsoft Word, you've inserted some images at one point, you've inserted things like a table or shape, right? If I want to insert anything, I use, this is the insert menu. The plus. Let me zoom in. This right here. We are saying this is for redoing and undoing. This is formatting options. This is inserting anything. And because Google Docs is a kind of application that supports collaboration, it also has an option for us to add comments. This icon here is for commenting, adding a comment. Now we are going to try and type something here. We are going to try and type something here. Did you send a screenshot? Okay, let me check in the group. Let me check in the group here, then we okay. Okay, let's see what you have here. Now you're using another software. We are using Google Docs. I hope you see the name of your software is Doc Editor. Now, why don't I usually advise us to use these other apps? You notice you have to pay for this. It's telling you how many days left. That's why I shared you the links. If she's in the group, help her install from the members. Let's use the links I shared. Okay? This is a different app, but you can install, then we move at the same pace. Okay. Let's just, we are going to type some content here real quick. Let's type some content here real quick, then we format it, at least in the remaining few minutes. Okay, now we are going to try and type this. Let me zoom in a bit. I know with typing you're very okay. On your phones. The way you type WhatsApp messages. On your phones, at least on your phones you can type. Okay, let's type this on our phones. No, you're going to follow from here. We just need that. Now that's the. Okay, let me take a screenshot and share in the group. But still, how will you be? Maybe one will open up the phone, then others you copy. Okay, just a minute. Okay, we are just typing this real quick. Let me share it in the group. Okay, if in a group someone can load up the image and they read for you and you follow. It's just a paragraph, it's not a lot. Let me. Okay, let's do that in about 5 minutes. Don't worry about the formatting, the bullets I'm going to show you how we put them there. You just type. Yes. Yes. Maybe you send your phone. Excuse me. Now, it seems you hadn't followed the instructions. We say to create, send back the phone. I want you to follow now. Send the phone back. You are moved away a bit. Okay, just a minute. Just a minute. But if your neighbors are there, they should. But let's just go back a bit. Now I said to create, madam, this is for you. To create a new document, you should locate where you see that plus. It's there. On you see it. Yes, new document. Now you're there. Tap on it exactly. You begin typing now. Now, just a minute. That it's there. This is what changes from tabs to. No, you don't. It has moved. This is the button that changes to tabs document. The issue comes when you don't press it. Yes, someone had something they were saying.
Zooming.
Oh, zooming in. Is that more visible? If it was a paragraph asking for money, you'd have already finished. Let's finish up. Let's finish up. Are we almost done? Now, from now on, there shouldn't be an excuse that I don't have a computer, I can't do an assignment. Right? You can do your assignment on your phone and even format it very well. Okay, it's just a paragraph we should be finishing up. Madam, you did install the app. Space. You can work with your neighbor. At least work with your neighbor. We should be finishing. We should be finishing. We should be finishing. Remember, this just now we are going to try and format this text the way it is. I don't know if you've been trying to bold and you've seen the options for making it bold. Eh? Oh, perfect. For those who haven't, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you. Okay, with the interest of time, let's proceed. We have about 15 minutes. Let's start formatting our text. You can copy from your neighbor. Let's work with what you've typed so far. Now, the next thing is, remember the noise. The next thing is, how do we format this text? How do we make it bold? How do we underline it? How do we change the color, etc.? Now we are going to use these options right here. I hope you're able to locate these down here. The B is for, and you all know for me to apply a change, a formatting, some of us know. Those who don't know, for us to apply a change on something, we have to first highlight it. Eh? If it's this, I go ahead and highlight. On your phone, you double click or you double tap. Eh? On the phone, you're double tapping. On the word you want to apply, you double tap, you see some controls, then you select. If you have selected anything in a WhatsApp message, it's the same technique. Have you tried to highlight? Try and highlight. After highlighting, go ahead and click on this option. This automatically will change what you have highlighted into bold. If you've done it and your neighbor is lost, please help out. Eh? Has it worked out? Highlight? Yes, that's it. Now you notice, members, let's focus here as we try this. I want you to notice that when you highlight something, there are some options you get there, isn't it? There is select all, there is copy, there is cut. So if you want to copy, cut, and paste, you can also use that. For those who have no idea what copying and pasting is, let's just briefly talk about it. These are the three things, members, the noise. We are saying when you highlight something, you'll see these options: copy, cut, what else do you see? Paste, and at times there is select all. Now, if you see dots there, it means there are more options if you tap on those dots. Eh? Now, copying is making a duplicate. So, for example, if you want to copy, if you want to duplicate whatever you've selected, you can highlight it, choose copy, move to the location you want to have another copy of the same, tap there, and you choose paste. Copy is duplicating. On a computer, if we'll be using Microsoft Word, we can use shortcuts. And on a computer, Control and C is a shortcut we can use to copy. Cutting is moving an item. For example, if I've selected this and I want to change its location, on a computer, I right click, I cut. You notice when I cut, it goes away. Then I can move to where I want to place it. I right click, then I tap on paste. On your end, you're using a phone. So all you do, select it, choose cut if you want to totally move the whole element. An element is what you've selected. It's just the English that I've tried to change. The item, okay. What you've selected. Copying is making a duplicate of what you've selected. Cutting is moving the whole item you've selected. Pasting is placing that item where you've chosen. Are we together? Now, this doesn't only apply in word processors, but it applies everywhere in computing. You can copy and paste a folder. Are we together? But it's the same concept. You can copy and paste a file. You can copy and paste within the document itself, like what you guys are doing right now. Are we together? But our focus has been on making it bold. Have you been successful? Now, members, if your neighbor has been successful, at least help out. You know, I can't reach there. Please let's ensure we can do that. If your neighbor has done it, at least the neighbor, show your neighbor. Can we proceed? Okay, let's try that. Okay, can we proceed? Okay, let's proceed. Now, if I want to underline, for example, a heading, yes. Can you now? Can you screenshot and share in the group such that everyone sees? Yeah, I wanted everyone to see. Just take a screenshot and share. Now, members, the noise. The noise is too much. For some of you, you see an option that's a slanting eye. We use that for creating italics. Italics is slanting, making the text slant, like it's slipping a bit. You can try it. Now, if you're not seeing it, it doesn't mean that your phone doesn't have it. We are saying other formatting options are under. Are we here, members? Okay, members, let's drop the noise. Can we drop the noise? Okay, this is what we are saying. On some of your phones, you may not see all the formatting options here. For example, the italics. But you can get all of them once you tap on that option there. But you haven't gotten yet there. I want you to try and underline. Have you tried that? Yes. Underlining a heading. Have we been successful with that? The next option is the A. Do you see that A? Now we use this to change the font color. Try and select something, tap on the A. You notice there are colors you can choose that you can apply to what you've selected. Are we trying this? Try and select. After selecting, tap on the A. Once you tap on it, you'll be able to see the different colors. Yes. Okay, have we tried to change the colors? Yes. Now the next options we see here are what we call alignments. The next option we see here, if you see this option on your end, this is what we call alignments. Now, alignment is usually how we position items in our document. Are we positioning them more to the left, more to the right, or to the center? Or we just fine? So still, we are going to do the same thing. Select an item you want to align, right? Then tap on those options. We usually have the right alignment. We have the left, and we have the center, and we also have the justified. So it depends on your choice. You want to push your text to the right, you want to push it to the left, to the center, or you want to justify. These are better seen if you're doing this. Have you tried? Is it working for us, members? Yes. Okay. You notice the same things, if you use Microsoft Word, the same things you can do in Microsoft Word, we are able to do them here. Are we together? The next option here are the bullet options. If you want to create a list. Yes. Yes, please.
Assuming I have written all at the same time because I want to keep time. Then, in terms of formatting, I realized that in the middle of my sentence, there are some words I'm supposed to capitalize. How do I get that from
changing. Okay. Changing the case. Now with Google Docs, that's for the phone version, it's not yet there. But for the desktop version, it's there. No, for the phone, it's not there. Yeah. That means you should be a little careful. Okay, we move to the bullet options. Are we here, members? Let's say I want to create a list of names, maybe 1, David, maybe 2, Okello, and more. To have those items, I tap on the bullet options. Do you see them? You can have numbered bullets and unnumbered. So all you do is choose an option, then you start creating your list. Can you try that? Which format? Yeah, we are going there. We are going there. You can. For the bullets, you can choose the numbered bullets or the unnumbered. This is where you find the bullet options, members. Are you seeing this icon on your end?
Yes.
Now, if you don't see these icons, the main formatting menu is up here. The main formatting menu is this icon here. Do you see this icon here?
Yes.
I want you to tap on it. Have we tapped on it?
Yes.
This icon on top here, the A with the lines. Have we tapped on it? Now when you tap on it, you'll see all the formatting options you need. For example, at times we have different font types. Once I tap, actually this is, if I want to change something to a heading etc, but I want us to focus here. You see where there's Arial?
Yes.
If you type there, you can see different types of fonts you can have. Do you see them? Yes. So you can choose what you want to add to what you want to assign to your text. Then you have these here. This is what we use to adjust the font size. The font size is how big my text is, how small or how big. So if I select my font, the minus reduces the font size, the plus does what? Increases. We can try this as we go through. Are you trying this? Please try increase the font size. Make sure you have selected something, a text that you want to increase. Are we together? Then after, go to the font size options, reduce or increase. Are we trying this? Now, when you scroll down there, which other options do you see? When you scroll below the area, there should be other options there. You can have the highlight. Let me try and also open on my end here. Let me open on my end such that we are on the formatting options, members. Okay. After this, when you scroll down, you should see the text color. The color we're getting from here, remember we started with using this, but still you can access it below there. You should see the highlight color. You should see the alignment. Are we saying line spacing?
Yes.
Okay, in case I want to space my lines, depending on a particular format, I can do that. There's a page break. Then below that, I want us to look at the columns and the columns. You should be seeing something that looks like this. Then the other looks like this. Then the other, there are three. These are columns. In case I want to transform my document into columns, this will be one column, this will be two, and this will be three. So I just select let's say the paragraphs that I want as columns, and I apply. Have we tried that? The good thing, you have these fonts, get time, and I'm actually going to share a task that will engage you in practicing this. I want us to do the last thing. Then we go for the next session. I want us to tap on the plus. What did we say this was? Insertion menu. So anything I want to insert, I use that. I want you to tap on it. What do you see? Okay, that shows we are there. Let me also open it here. Okay, this is what we find under the insert menu, right? We can insert a link. Let's say I'm creating a document and I want to add a link that maybe opens up a YouTube video. I can copy and paste my link there. But I want us to start by inserting an image. When you tap on the image, what do you see? Now it depends on where you want to get your photo. If you say from camera, then the phone will turn on the camera, then you take a photo of yourself. If you choose from photos, then you'll get that photo from your gallery, right? Choose any option, choose a photo and insert it there. We are on images, tap on images. If you want to take a photo, you can just use from camera. Have we tried to insert a photo? Has it inserted? It's there properly. Okay, have we inserted the photo? Perfect. The next option after image, what option do we have? We are still under the insertion menu. Which option do we have? A table. So assuming I want to insert a table, members, the noise, we are winding up. Assuming I want to insert a table, then I can tap on the table. When you tap on the table option, what do you see? Okay, so I should know how many columns my table should have and how many rows my table should. I can set them from there. After setting them, I just go ahead and tap insert table. We are inserting a table. Have we tried to insert it? We are saying go to the insert menu, choose table. Once you choose the table, you'll see columns and set your columns. Set your columns, set your rows, and insert the table. And from there, you can just tap in the different cells and type. For today, I would want us to conclude here. Are there questions? At least in 1 minute. Now, markups. Okay, markups are something you rarely use. But a markup is like highlighting. Let's say you want to mark something. Maybe you're reading a document. You can mark some areas using the markup. Is there any other question? Okay, yes. Now that was an image. Yeah, it hasn't loaded fully. You're getting it from your photos or the internet. Try another. You may find the image is large in size and it hasn't loaded fully. Yes. Now, okay. Let me try and is the problem I can't. Now to adjust, if I've inserted a table, let me just share a screenshot quickly of how we adjust. Let me adjust let me share a screenshot quickly. Okay, let me share this in the group. Then we see how we adjust the sizes of the columns and rows. Okay, now someone was asking, you were asking, how do I adjust? Members, let's focus here as we finish. How do I adjust, for example, the width of my column or the height of my row? You should be seeing this kind of tool on top of your table. Now, what I do, I tap on this particular area, then I drag out. That will extend. The same happens for the rows. We use this tool to adjust. Then to move, we can use this here. We click and we can move our table around. Deleting, you just tap on the table and you can delete via your keyboard. Let me try and share a screenshot. Yes, please.
Some of us are not in the link.
Hey, you're not in the group. Is your neighbor there? You haven't asked him to help you. Okay. Let me reshare the link in IPG. You're in IPG? Okay, let me reshare the link in IPG. Members, I beg that we end here for today, such that the other members can come in. Welcome. I'm going to share a task. Now, you don't have to worry about saving with Google Docs. Remember, I said it saves automatically. Oh, the file name. Members, how do we put the file name? Thank you for reminding us that. Members, how do we put the file name? Are you seeing where you see untitled? You just tap there at the top of your document. You tap there and you rename your document. The current name is untitled, eh? So you just click there and you can change. Now you must have opened your document. Have we tried to rename our document? You open your document and you tap on the title here. If you're unable to use that, you can tap on these three dots. There will be an option to rename. So those are two ways. You can tap on those three dots, or you can tap on the current name of your document. Where you see untitled, you just tap, you tap in here, because this is the current name. You tap in there and you're able to change the name. Okay, members, let's give room to the next.